Well, no kidding. Really, person, a nuclear war could be imminent? Really don't know anymore. I used to think that I knew. Used to think so. So what's in these emails anyway? That is such a threat. As soon as the searchable database of emails appeared on WikiLeaks, journalists began scouring them for juicy tidbits. It's like it's like the National Enquirer. The emails contained enough evidence to confirm Sanders supporters' suspicions that DNC officials were biased toward Hillary Clinton, but no proof that they used the resources of the Democratic Party to aid Clinton or hurt Sanders. Probably the most significant scoop is news that the DNC's chief financial officer, Brad Marshall, sent an email asking, quote, for Kentucky and West Virginia, can we get, and I'm quoting the email, can we get someone to ask his belief? Does he believe in a God? He had skated on saying he has a Jewish heritage. The email doesn't specify who, quote, he is, but it seems like a reasonable guess that Bernie Sanders was the target. If the DNC followed through on this plan, attempting to expose Sanders as an atheist in order to discredit him with Christian, especially Southern Baptist voters, it would represent a big departure from the DNC's neutral role, as it's supposed to be neutral. Marshall denied that Sanders was the target, though he wasn't able to explain who the target was, making this denial a bit hard to believe. And more importantly, there's no evidence that the plan was actually carried out. The emails seem to confirm Sanders supporters' general impression that many DNC officials liked Clinton more than Sanders. What they don't seem to prove, at least so far, is that they used DNC resources to help Clinton or hurt Sanders. See, here's the problem. Only those who get caught doing something they're not supposed to be doing, those who are, say, looking at porn, for example, on the internet, always shift the blame to someone else. Oh, it was a link someone sent me, or I clicked something on Facebook, etc., etc. When they're not willing to take the blame for their actions, or while they're trying to concoct a better story, they attempt to kill the messenger. So if these emails are genuine, and they truly were hacked from the DNC database, and do, again, belong to the DNC, and they show a less than neutral position, which apparently they do, then shouldn't we as a nation be grateful to whomever attacked and grateful for the window into how corrupt our system is? Hell, I want to know, where were these hackers when Bush Jr. set foot in the office? A whole lot of stuff could have been avoided there. But look at it this way. Imagine a friend of yours comes to you and shows you a bunch of text messages that indicates your spouse or significant other is cheating on you. Do you attack your friend? You might be angry at them at first, but isn't it better to know whether or not you can retain any faith in your partner? Better to find out now than in 5 years, right? If anything, this country owes a huge debt of gratitude to people like Edward Snowden, who have risked everything to let the people of the country that he loves to let them know just how corrupt their government is. So, given that Russia, Germany, and other countries are obviously preparing for something, and given that an article titled, quote, Movement to the Bunkers, they know it is coming, elite actively practicing bug out scenario. Now, this is a very interesting article. May 3rd, 2015, this was published at allnewspipeline.com. Elite actively practicing bug out scenario. Again, May 3rd, 2015. In which discussed the government purchasing 62 million rounds of ammunition commonly used in AR-15 semi-automatic rifles for, quote, training purposes. And NORAD moving back to the NORAD, right? Moving back into Cheyenne Mountain because it is, quote, EMP hardened. In addition, government authorities, and I'm reading from the article here, have scheduled a whole host of unusual training exercises all over the nation. Now, of course, we can know this as Agenda 21 or Operation Jade Helm. Quote, preparations by the elite, high-level military, politicians, the super rich, have been reported on multiple times, including January 15th, 2015, over at Zero Hedge, who headlined with the ominous title of What Do They Know? Why Are So Many of the Super Wealthy Preparing Bug Out Locations? Where they highlight statements made about, quote, hedge fund managers all over the world who are buying airstrips and farms in places like New Zealand because they think they need a getaway. By April 15th, 2015, other reports were indicative of frenzied preparations being made in 2015 for some, quote, event, to which could be anything from an EMP, a natural catastrophe, war, or total economic collapse. Kind of makes you wonder what's going on, doesn't it? As it is, the government is spending so much money developing many new and refurbishing old underground military bases. These are called DUMBS. DUMBS were already by a previous civilization. It's kind of interesting, really. But it makes you wish you had, with everybody else knowing what's going on, makes you wish you had some kind of advance notification, doesn't it? Maybe there is an advance notification. Maybe we just need to do a little research, read. Wake up to the world around you because it just may not be what you think it is. So what would they be planning for? What do people think is coming? You got these rich people, super rich, the elite. Hell, they've converted some old missile silos into underground bunkers. Now, somebody thought, hey, it's a good idea. So it's either fear-mongering, which when you look at the news, and you can't always trust the news, but when you do look at the news and you see we've broken off talks with Russia, the other superpower. What's coming? Could be something, could be nothing. But it is something to think about. And I used to think, you always hear those people with the cardboard signs were right after all. But anyway, just do a little research, follow the money around. Whoops. Well, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to close this out and wish you guys a good rest of the Friday evening or whenever you get around to checking this out. So, I've been your demented host,